Sige, nabanggit na rin to sa article, ano kasi, Article 8, no? Conspiracy. Tandaan nyo, may dalawang ways, no? May dalawang aspects, angles, paano tayo matatanong sa conspiracy. Yung una is, if conspiracy is being treated as a crime in itself. And pangalawa is, conspiracy as a manner of incurring liability. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng pangalawa na yun? Okay. Yung as a manner of incurring liability, you don't have to say that in your answer anymore. Huwag yun na sabihin yung manner of incurring liability. Ang hinahanap po talaga dyan, whether this conspirator, co-conspirator, no, acted in concert with the other co-conspirators, no, in executing the crime. Yun lang ang hinahanap na words dyan. Acting in concert with common design, mga ganyan dialogue, no? Executed an overt act, no? In order to consummate the crime, mga ganyan, no? Kasi ang kalabang kasi nun, yung desistance nung co-conspirator. Yun ang kalaban niyan. Did you execute an overt act to fulfill tuloy, to commit the crime, or did you voluntarily desist? Did you voluntarily desist the crime was, uh, before the stages of execution of the crime began? Yun lang yung magkalaban doon. On the other hand, doon naman sa isa, yung conspiracy as a crime, syempre, ang mga dialogue dyan, yung conspiracy or proposal to commit a felony shall only be punishable when the law specially provides a penalty there for the first paragraph of Article 8. Yun yun. So what does that mean? Di ba? Pag-ukumparahin natin, ano ba yung conspiracy na ginawa dito? Treason ba? Rebellion ba? No? Pwede kayo matanong dyan, no? Kasi timely, no? Yung mga ganyang articles, no? Ingat lang kayo, no? Wala siya sa bar questions. Wala siya sa bar stats pala. Pero treason, ingat kayo, baka matanong, no? Medyo, ano lang, syempre. Uh, Based on the current events, di ba? Pwedeng itry na itanong sa inyo, no? Kasi, unang-una, di ba unang-unang provision niya sa book 2? Pero madalang tinatanong sa bar, baka this is the time. So, watch out, guys. No? Hindi ko na siya ilalagay sa pre-week reviewer. Kasi, syempre, bias ko yun eh. No? Hindi naman siya naka-reflect sa bar stat. So, why would I put it there? No? So, hindi. Sinasabi ko lang sa inyo ngayon sa discussion. Just watch out for treason. How is treason committed? How to, yung two-witness rule, who are covered by the crime of treason, di ba, resident alien at saka Filipino citizen. Okay. Let's move to sa topic na binabanggit ko ulit, no? Yung conspiracy. So may dalawang ways, no? Yun nga, yung una is conspiracy as a crime. Conspiracy as a matter of incurring criminal liability. Let's be precise dun sa second, no? Let's be precise dun sa second. Okay. Let's check a sample bar exam question. Okay, so by the way, no, matanong po yung conspiracy for 7 times. Likely matatanong din sa inyo. Okay, 7 times for the past 10 years. So, alam niyo kung bakit? Kasi ang conspiracy, marami siyang pwedeng paggamitan na crimes sa book 2. Kidnapping, robbery, rape, 'di ba? Even homicide. Lahat 'yan pwede magkaroon ng ng element of conspiracy, no? Kaya ah, madali siyang gawa ng tanong, no? To be honest with you, madali siyang gawa ng tanong and at the same time makaka-puzzle. Diba? Yun lagi ang sinasabi ko naman. Yan ang ultimate recipe sa bar question eh. Madaling gawa ng tanong at nahihirapan yung estudyante in addressing this topic. No? Like sa remedial law. Ang suking-suki talaga dyan, yung BP 129, Rule 4, at saka yung substituted service of summons. Bakit? Kasi madaling gawa ng tanong, nahirapan yung estudyante, yung bar taker. The recipe for yan? A bar question. Basic yan. Ganun. Okay? Ito, let's check, no? Okay, pwede na to, maiksi, no? This is 2013. 2013 bar question, no? Number 2. Sabi dito, while walking alone on her way home from a party, Mildred was seized at gunpoint by Felipe and taken on board a tricycle to a house some distance away. Felipe was with Julio, Roldan, and Lucio, who drove the tricycle. At the house, Felipe, Julio, and Roldan succeeded in having sexual intercourse with Mildred. So, sino yung hindi nabanggit doon? Si Lucio. Okay. With Mildred against her will and under the threat of Felipe's gun. Lucio was not around when the sexual assaults took place, as he left after bringing his colleagues and Mildred to the destination. However, he returned every day to bring food and the news in town about Mildred's disappearance. For 5 days, Felipe, Julio, and Roldan kept Mildred in the house and took turns in sexually assaulting her. On the 6th day, Mildred managed to escape, so she proceeded immediately to the nearest police station and narrated her ordeal, no? Narrated the incident. What crime did Felipe, Julio, Roldan, and Lucio commit, and what was their degree of participation? So, syempre, ang sagot dito, okay, dun muna tayo sa ano, sa the degree of their participation. Aba, alam natin, makikita niyo naman sa facts eh. Yung issue talaga dyan, si Lucio. Kasi si Felipe, si Julio, saka si Roldan, nag sinexual intercourse nila si Mildred eh. So walang issue doon. 'Di ba? The question is so simple as regards to these persons. Ang topic talaga dito, Lucio was not around when the sexual assaults took place. Diba? Yan yung topic dyan. Okay, so with that being said, what was the crime? What was the degree of their participation? All of them shall be liable as principals. Why? Because all of them are principals by conspiracy. Bakit to si Lucio, principal din, eh hindi naman siya nakipag-sexual intercourse dun sa biktima. Why? Ito ang sagot. Under existing jurisprudence, to be held guilty as a co-principal by reason of conspiracy, tandaan nyo to, the accused must be shown to have performed an overt act in pursuance or furtherance of the conspiracy. But the complicity nakalagay dito? Conspiracy. So, ano yung keyword na hinahanap? Performed an overt act in pursuance or in furtherance. Okay? That's the keyword here. If you performed an overt act, sabihin natin conspirator ka ha, kayo ang nag-devise, kayo ang nag-formulate, kayo ang nag-decide, no? Kayo ang nag-ayos nung criminal design. No? Hindi lang kayo nag-concur, hindi lang kayo sumang-ayon, kayo mismo ang gumawa ng plano. If you are part of the plan makers, okay, and later on you executed an overt act, however small it may be, however small the participation may be, you are a principal by conspirator. Like halimbawa, sa robbery, conspirators kayong lahat. Yung isa, lookout lang. Hindi naman siya yung nagnakaw sa loob, di ba? He is still a principal by conspiracy because that is an overt act, being a lookout. No? That is in furtherance of the crime of robbery. So you get the point. Yan po ang important words dyan. Performed an overt act in pursuance or in furtherance of the conspiracy. We get the point. You get the point, no? Okay. As to the crime dito, kidnapping with rape yan. Okay. Kasi, kung makikita natin, if you will analyze the bar question, yung first sentence, yung first paragraph kasi, walang sinabi as to the intention. Sabi lang dito, while walking alone on her way home from a party, Mildred was seized at gunpoint by Felipe and taken on board a tricycle, blah, blah, blah. Walang sinabi what was the intention of Felipe in seizing Mildred. So we can assume, based on the facts, no? Of course, di pala we can assume. We can, parang, anong tawag dito? We can argue na ang intention talaga nila Felipe and the other people just to kidnap Mildred. Kasi wala naman sinabi. Eh pag sinis mo ang tao, you deprive her of her liberty, kidnapping yan. So kidnapping talaga yung initial crime. Later on, nung nasa bahay na, nakipag-sex. O di with rape. Kasi the victim was raped. Di ba? The kidnap victim was raped. O di kidnapping with rape ang crime. No? Yan. Okay. Para pag sinabi dito, nakalagay sa facts, initial intention nila talaga sa pagkuha sa babae ay i-rape siya. Yun talaga yung nakalagay. First sentence pala. Okay, first couple of sentence pa lang, yun yung nakalagay. The original intent is to rape the woman. O rape ang crime dyan. Okay, rape yan. Actually, multiple counts to. Multiple counts of rape. Kasi sabihin natin tigi-tigisa, no? Si Felipe, si Julio, si Roldan. All three of them raped Mildred. Tawag ito. Each person, one count of rape by sexual intercourse. So, ang mangyayari dyan, si Felipe, doon sa pag-rape niya doon sa babae, nag-rape na ako, nababalik natin to later on. Anyway, itong topic na sinasabi ko natin ngayon, with respect to rape, hindi ko nababanggitin later on. Basta, nabanggit ko na siya. Si Felipe, doon sa pag-rape niya doon sa babae, siya yung may one count sa doon. Si Julio, si Roldan, at saka si Lucio, meron din silang count doon sa pag-rape ni Felipe. Kasi conspirator sila eh. O ngayon, ni-rape ni Julio. Meron si Felipe, meron si Roldan, meron si Lucio. Kasi all of them are principals by conspiracy for the second act of sexual intercourse and the third act. So all of them, three counts of rape by sexual intercourse ang kaso. Okay? Criminal procedure, no? Hindi ko mapalagpas eh. Hindi ko mapalagpas. O, tanong, di ba three counts? How many informations would there be? Sabi natin three counts lang, no? Tatlo lang yung ikakaso sa kanila. Tandaan nyo, dapat three separate informations yun. Hindi porket same incident tapos multiple counts of rape, ilalagay mo sa isang information. That is wrong. Pwedeng makwash. Kasi the information charges more than one offense. A separate count is a separate crime. So dapat there must be multiple informations filed, no, by the prosecutor. O ngayon, can three people, can four people be indicted in one information? The answer is yes. Wala pong sinabi yung rules of court, yung criminal procedure na dapat isang information, isang accused lang. No. One information can have multiple accused. But one information can only have one crime. Okay? Ayos, no? Hindi ko mapalagpas eh kasi related na talaga siya. Ano? Okay. So nagka-bonus kayo sa remedial law na na notes, no? Balik tayo sa criminal law. No, we're done with conspiracy. Tandaan niyo lang sa conspiracy, pag ang tanong naman is so yun ang magkalaban dyan, yung what if, sabihin natin, pinlano ni Felipe Julio Roldan at saka ni Lucio to abduct, tawag dito, abduct Mildred. Pero on the day of on the day when the criminal incident occurred, Lucio desisted. Last minute, he desisted, he went home. Is he a criminal? Was a crime committed by Lucio? The answer is no. Because, paano nasagutin yan? Because conspiracy, no, or proposal to commit a felony is only punishable when the law specially provides a penalty therefore. Here, Lucio merely ano ba? Merely came to an agreement, di ba, with the other persons, no, concerning the commission of rape. No? And they decided to commit it. However, he did not execute an overt act in furtherance of the criminal design or the conspiracy. Thus, no, Lucio is not a criminal, or Lucio did not commit any crime because conspiracy in itself, no, to commit rape, conspiracy to commit rape in itself is not punishable under the law. Something like that. Okay? That's how you should answer that. Okay. Sige. Sana na-get nyo. Ganun lang. Ganun lang normally ang mga galawan dyan. Okay? So, kalimutan nyo na pala yung mga ano para sa akin kasi simple na yun kung matatanong sa inyo. Yung mga conspiracy to commit rebellion, conspiracy to commit treason. Okay na yun, guys. No? Kasi kung yan man ang matanong sa inyo, I trust you na kaya natin sagutin yun na punishable siya under the law. So yun na lang i-focus nyo. A person, ako conspirator, who executes an overt act, and ako conspirator who desists before the execution of the criminal activity. Pag nagsimula ng criminal activity, no, nag-execute ka ng overt act. So, ibig sabihin, nagsimula ng criminal activity and then you desisted, hindi na pwede yun. Kasali ka na sa crime. No? Kasi you executed an overt act during the commission of the same. Wala nang voluntary desistance. Voluntary desistance uh, can only be a valid defense before, di ba, ano ba yun? Before the commencement, yan, of the execution of the crime. You get the point. Move tayo to the next topic for crime 1, self-defense. No? Sa self-defense, no, unlawful aggression, di ba? Unlawful aggression, reasonable necessity of the means employed to repel or prevent it, at saka lack of sufficient provocation on the part of the person defending himself. Ang normal na ano dyan, actually, ang kakambal po ng self-defense is mistake of fact. No? Yan po ang kakambal niyan. So, huwag nyo nang gagayahin yung ano ko, yung kasalanan ko. Kasalanan ko kasi noon, dahil alam kong parang magkapatid sila, no? Ginamit ko pa yung pareho kasi ang nangyayari doon sa facts, I will check my yung bar year ko, no? 2020, 2021, no? Ididikta ko sa inyo yung question. Okay, para ano, di na rin kayo mamali, no? Saan ba yun? Hindi ito. Nope. Child abuse. Nope. Strange married couple. Nope. Ano to? Data Privacy Act. Safe spaces. No. Nope. No. 1 second, no? I need to check that. Kailangan doon ako namali eh. Parang after ko kasing matapos nung bar exam nun, parang feel ko, ay, nag-overthink ako sa topic na yun. I shouldn't have written that, I shouldn't have typed that answer. No? Parang naisip ko agad. Economic abuse, data privacy, safe spaces. Okay, proposal to commit theft, conspiracy ulit. Okay, dismissal ng kaso, gambling, no, nawala. Kaya mo na nga. Anyway, sige. Ah, yeah, it was, ano, I can't see it anymore. Anyway, ang sinasabi ko lang, you need to apply one or the other. Sabihin natin, well, ang usual example ko dyan, nasa carnival ka, tinutukan ka ng isang tao ng baril. Hindi mo alam na toy gun lang siya. So, anong ginawa mo? Binunot mo yung baril mo, binaril mo siya. Okay, so, are you criminally liable? The answer is no. Kasi nga, there was mistake of fact. I-apply mo yung elements ng mistake of fact for that question. Pero kung yung usual na mga self-defense cases, alam nyo na yan, pinasok yung bahay, may baril yung robber. Siyempre, yung may-ari ng bahay, pwede niyang barilin yung ano, di ba? Pwede niyang barilin yung robber. Kasi nga, pwede, di ba? It's either him or the robber, di ba? Who will die? Or who will live pala. No? So, pag ganun ng questions, you apply the elements of self-defense. Okay? Pero pag ang question yung ano talaga, na mali, good faith, mga ganyan, di ba? you apply yung elements ng mistake of fact. No? I forgot. I think, naalala ko talaga yun eh. Naalala ko talaga, it's a bar question na alam ko mali agad ako. Anyway, baka kasi ini-skim ko lang din naman yung sinagutan namin. Baka ah, hindi ko pa nabasa ngayon. Yeah, nawala. Campaign manager. Sige, okay. Tingnan ko yun, wait lang. Tingnan ko yung 2022 bar. Baka hindi bar year ko, baka yung next bar year. Self-defense, first question. Wala talaga. Can see it. Yeah, boy, can see it. Okay. Sige, let's move to the next, next topic na lang. Okay. I think we get the point naman na dun. Let's go to conspiracy tapos na. Okay, ano tayo? Complex crimes. After ng complex crimes, after ng complex crimes, sa ano na tayo? Islaw. Ayan. Alam kong gusto niyo yun. Kasi doon tayo, hirap, no? Alam ko naman, no? Mahirap talaga yung indeterminate sentence, no? Kasi may analysis siya ng mga degrees, periods, no? So, after nitong complex crime na itatakil natin. Okay, so complex crime tayo. We need to erase. Okay, so sa ano tayo, no? Complex crime. Ang itatakil ko po sa kanya yung mas technical na topics, no? Kasi alam naman natin na sabihin natin ah semi-automatic yung baril. Pag sinabi mo semi-automatic yung baril, isang press ng trigger, isang bala lalabas. Pag sinabi mong fully automatic, yan. Isang kalabit, isang press ng trigger, maraming bullets ang lalabas. Okay, so think of machine gun. O yun, fully automatic yun. Pistol, that's semi-automatic. Why do we need to learn that, no? Kasi yung first kind of complex crime is compound crime. Okay. Diba? So, sabihin natin, handgun, two presses, no, of triggers, of trigger. How many bullets? Two bullets. So, two people were killed. Two killed. Ano ang crime mo? Two counts. Hindi siya complex crime. Why? Because hindi siya single act. Di ba? Single act constituting two or more grave or less grave felonies, di ba? O ngayon, paano pag machine gun? Machine. Pag po machine gun, kahit one press lang, no? Ang dinedetermine po natin dito is amount of bullets. Sabihin natin 2. If 2 were killed, 2 counts of homicide din siya. Kasi for fully automatic guns, we count the number of bullets. And each bullet is considered as one act. 3 bullets, 3 separate acts. 3 people were hit, 3 were killed, 3 counts of homicide. Okay. Ngayon, ang napaisang topic sa compound crime, di ba nakalagay dyan, grave or less grave? I-relate mo natin siya sa direct assault and physical injuries. Ano po ang usual na tanong, no? Para mahirapan tayo sa bar. Teacher yung sinaktan ng estudyante. No? Sabi natin, o yan, si teacher, sinuntok ni student, punch, teacher, no? Habang nasa school. Student also, punch, sabihin natin, a janitor, no? Assisting the teacher. So, two separate act, no? Dalawang punching incidents. Okay. Una, sinuntok ni student yung teacher niya habang nasa eskwelahan siya. Pangalawa naman, tumulong yung janitor sa teacher. Siyempre, si teacher ang tutulungan natin. Sinusuntok eh. No? Sinuntok din ng estudyante yung janitor. Ano po ang crimes committed by student? Ilalay ko muna yung yung resulta ni crimes at saka natin i-breakdown pagkatapos. Ito po ang crimes na kinumit niya. Two counts of direct assault and one count of slight physical injuries. Bakit slight physical injuries? Kasi I did not say anything about the extent or gravity of the injury. In the absence of evidence, the injury will be considered as slight physical injuries. O sinuntok ni estudyante yung teacher niya. Direct assault yun. Kasi the teacher was in the performance of his duties. Diba? He is a person in authority. And the student assaulted him. Attacked him. Punched eh. Direct assault yan. Ngayon, magkakaroon din ng slight physical injuries na kinumit against the teacher. Pero we cannot complex them, no? Kasi dito, di ba, dalawa din na commit na crime, no? DA at saka SPI, slight physical injuries. We cannot complex. Why? Because hindi naman less grave felony nito eh. Light felony yan, di ba? Since light felony yan, hindi siya pwede i-complex sa direct assault. Ang direct assault, pwede talaga. Mataas ang penalty niyan eh. So, dahil light felony yan, separate crimes. O, paano naman yung panununtok kay janitor? Bakit sa direct assault? Nakalagay po sa provision sa direct assault, kasali yung agent of a person in authority. Pag sinuntok natin yung agent of a person in authority, that is direct assault. Tanong, si janitor ba is an agent of a person in authority? Yes, kasi he was assisting the teacher, a person in authority. Agent siya. So, may direct assault. Tanong, mayroon bang slight physical injuries kapag agent ka of a person in authority? No. Because that is part of the job. Case law yan. No? Because slight physical injuries are, they form part, slight physical injuries, no? Form part of the functions of the job of an agent of a person in authority. So, absorb ang tawag dyan. SPI is absorbed by DA, direct assault. Dito po, hindi siya na-absorb kasi hindi naman po part ng job ng isang person in authority ang masuntok, ang masaktan. Diba? Kasi hindi naman peace and order ang ano nila eh, ang functions eh. Ang agent of a person in authority, peace and order. No? Tandaan nyo, direct assault pa rin kahit na agent of a person in authority ha. When will indirect assault happen? Pinasok ko na yung direct assault. Pinasok ko na, no? Extra info na lang para sa atin. Indirect assault, when will this happen? Inattack mo ang person assisting the agent of person in authority. Basically, dalawang connect na. PIA, APIA, and then this person. Sabihin natin sinuntok sila lahat. DA to. DA din to. Eto IA na. Pero pag yung person, yung mismong PIA ang tinulungan, DA din. Bakit? Naging na kasi siyang APIA. Okay? Saan nagiget nyo? Paano ko sulat? APIA. Okay? Saan nagets? No? So titingnan nyo, sino ba yung tinulungan ng tao? Police ba? Yung janitor ba? O si teacher ang tinulungan? Pag walang police, no? Wala naman sa tax natin yung police. Sino ba yung tinulungan ng tao? Yung janitor ba o yung teacher? Pag yung teacher ang tinulungan niya, sabihin natin, another person siya, no? Pangatlo, tao dito. Ang tinulungan niya si teacher din. Sabihin natin, ano naman siya, kapwa estudyante. Tinulungan niya yung teacher. Agent din siya. So pag sinuntok siya, direct assault din. Okay? Pero pag si janitor ang tinulungan, indirect assault. Kasi that is a person, he was a person who assisted, who aided an agent of a person in authority. Diba? Ang dami na nating nakuha from this. Okay. Uh, ayan. No, I think we're good with this. No? Tandaan nyo ha, pag agent of a person in authority, the direct assault absorbs slight physical injuries. Okay? So ito po ang naging suma total. 2 counts of direct assault and 1 count of slight physical injuries. Bakit 2 counts of direct assault? One for the PIA, another for the APIA. Ito, 1 count of slight physical injuries for the PIA. Okay? So, ayan. Move tayo to the next topic, no? Islaw. Ay, di pa pala. At mag-move to Islaw. May another pa pala, ano? Complex crime, yung complex crime proper. No, when one felony is the necessary means to commit the other. Yun ang next topic natin.